97.7 The Q and 98 Gold. Welcome into Touhyville here on a delightful Friday morning, and we're excited to welcome into the program Judy Stephanie and Stephanie Johnson from the Jasper County Historical Society and Preservation Association. Judy is listed here as Jasper County historian, so that means you know stuff about Jasper County.
I'm supposed to. I have a drawback. I wasn't born here.
Shh, don't tell anybody. Neither was I.
Neither were we.
Look,
Right.
oh boy! Now, how can they talk about Jasper County if they weren't even born here?
I know. I've been here since '68.
We learn things. We learn things. It's okay. It's okay. You know, when I started Touhyville, we had people call the radio station saying, "Who does he think he is? He could just change the name of the town." I said, I'm not trying to change anything. Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to change anything. It's my own made up little thing up here. So, well, welcome into Touhyville. It's nice to have you both here and hanging out with us. So where do we start? How about
May is National Historic Preservation Month.
Well,
so
there you go.
We're
start
in.
Right there.
We got the right people for the
Yes,
month.
yes, we're celebrating National Historical Month. So tell us your story. Let's start there.
Okay.
Well, it is National Historic Preservation Month, and the local museum, which we represent, is actually starting a project, and we need to renovate our museum a bit. So what better time to kick off that effort than Historic Preservation Month?
And I'm new around here, like 3 years. We've worked together before. Where is this museum exactly?
It is across from Rick's Pizza.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
Looks like a church. Well, it was
It
a
was a
church, and it has a red door.
Yeah.
And we're open the first and third Saturdays of the month
Okay.
from
10 to 1.
10 to 1.
Okay, first and third Saturdays. All right, and
Is there parking? Is there I'm trying to picture it. I know where Rick's
Right.
Pizza is.
Right. There's not really parking. That's a drawback. But
There's
is-
street
But
parking.
there's street parking. Okay.
Right.
Mhm.
And we're near the municipal city building, the electric building that is being saved.
There
Okay.
you go.
Yes.
Okay.
and I know one of the things you guys want to talk about is some of the buildings that you're trying to save and want to save, right?
Now,
So-
what does it mean to save a building? So let me just roll this back. When you save a building, does that mean you just don't?
You don't make it a parking lot.
Right.
Okay, you don't
Ah.
level it. I did not know that.
Yes.
So
I-
you're saving it.
Yes. And the way the group began was the saving of the Carnegie Library, the old Carnegie Library that's now the Carnegie Center. And because of that, Indiana Landmarks, our famous, wonderful state group, has always supported restorations. And they did that with the Carnegie Center. Well, then they said, well, what about Drexel Hall? What about the Remington Water Tower? So they found there was a need for us to have a preservation group in the county. And that's when it began, kind of spurred on by, it was Bob Lewis and Linda Reiners who took the bull by the horn and contacted Landmarks, and we had them on board.
Got it.
And what would have become of the Carnegie building if no one had stepped in?
I think it was going to be a parking lot.
Oh my.
And years ago, I even heard somebody say, well, the courthouse could be torn down. It could be a parking lot. Because people, most of the downtown was so lively, they wanted parking. They kept thinking there wasn't enough parking.
Mhm.
But that would have been really crazy.
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
have one of the nicest courthouses.
It's
I've
exquisite.
seen.
And the commissioners have done an exquisite job at
Yeah,
taking care of it.
especially at night, like
Mhm.
the lighting and everything.
There are a lot of rural courthouses that have not been as
Right.
well maintained as ours, and they look it, and they're a lot less functional than our
Right.
courthouse. And there's a lot of other communities that look to our courthouse as a model for success.
Right.
Okay, so when you say that, is there always an ongoing need for funds then? Because I'm thinking to keep things.
Right.
If we never changed anything around here, like
Yeah.
they're talking about
You-
Alcatraz now, that like being functional again.
I can't
Back then they
imagine.
shut it back down in 1968, I think, because it was so expensive to maintain.
Mhm.
So now, do you have an ongoing fund, or how do people donate, or how does this? Is there a website? I know
Well-
I'm like barraging you with all
well,
these questions.
In the Carnegie situation, the Jasper Newton Foundation has funds to take care of the Carnegie, but I mean, I can't really speak for them, but I would just assume that they always need that fund to be plentiful to maintain that building.
Got it.
And, like I said, the reason we're here today is because our museum is an, what did we say, 1880s building?
Yes.
An 1880 structure, and it needs constant attention.
And it had been moved from one corner to another. So
Oh,
it
my.
was down by where the library is, where the gazebo is.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the turn of last century. So it would expect. And of course, it's been sided and painted and redone, but it's time to rescue it from some of the things that have been done that maybe shouldn't have been.
And how does that begin? How do you begin to save a building? Where do we
Right.
start?
Where do we start?
Where would you guess?
Bottom.
Bottom up. We've got a drain issue.
Gotcha.
So we're
Oh, foundational stuff.
Yes,
so you're
foundation.
got
Going
it.
from the
Okay.
bottom up. What Judy really did start with, though, is we had a professional landmark assessment done.
Okay.
And this gentleman specializes in going into historic landmarks
Right.
and analyzing the actual structure, the engineering of it, the stability of it. And he did a beautiful, probably 30-page report for us and gave us really solid direction on this needs to be addressed.
Right.
This can be 5 years from now.
right.
Mhm.
Something like that. So we-
Indiana Landmarks has done that for several buildings in the community. They did it for the McMahon House, which was Shanley bought and restored on the corner
Mhm.
downtown, and Hanging Grove, and that was our failure. That was the school, the old Hanging Grove School. That was one of our endangered things that didn't make it.
Gotcha.
But it is memorialized, thank heavens.
Okay.
but that was the one that got away.
Yeah. And they do.
So do you have multiple buildings right now that are endangered?
Yes, they are in our pass list. We haven't come up with one recently. I have that here. But if we were going to put one out in 2025, our museum would be on it, just because. We've had success. I'm just writing a column about Independence Church, and it was full of raccoons and more.
Oh,
Now,
geez.
where is that?
That's out in Gillum Township.
Okay.
And it had been empty for quite a while, and it's on the National Register. So you look to those, like the courthouse, those significant buildings, and as Drexel Hall and Remington Water Tower, you respect those, and you've got to, do you want it just to fall down or save it? And it's really been saved. We had a wedding there this fall, so it's gone from raccoon stuff, which that was, you look at my list, it's raccoons every so often, and
my
it
goodness.
cost $5,000 to get that out. But that's another story. So
So how long did it take to establish that building needed saving until we were having a wedding in it?
23 years.
Oh my goodness.
So these are long-term projects. These aren't projects because of fundraising, because of trying to find grants, because of
Mhm.
recruiting funds from communities who
Right.
believe in this project. It takes a beat. It
Mhm.
takes a minute.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of fundraising, how do you go about that? How can people
Well, we're
help to be a
getting
part
ready. Yes.
of this? Mhm.
Well, we started with the yard sale last week.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
So
Because I'm
our-
seeing now, did you have all the costumes? Because I am seeing on Facebook
we had
where
hats,
you had hats and
Right.
you had like
some military
some military
uniforms.
uniforms and things. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Cleaning house, things that weren't
Yes.
up to snuff or were no longer
duplicates.
related to our county
Okay.
because some of us took things in that we shouldn't have.
Okay.
Well, and we're out of room
Yeah.
in our archive space. And that's something when I started volunteering that I was kind of in. It's like, why do we have a wooden crate from
Mhm.
out east? You know,
Right.
It's like, it was like a big lobster
But
crate.
somebody loved
It's
it.
like-
Saturday.
somebody else had to have it. That was fine with us. And so there's just a lot of things that we're just culling through the archives, and that's what populated our yard sale.
Right.
Sure.
But beyond that, we are starting our fundraising
Right.
drive right here and right now.
Mhm.
And we have a new website that will allow people to become a member of the Jasper
Yes.
County Historical Society and make a donation, and tax deductible. We are a not-for-profit. And our website is jcinhistory.org.
jcinhistory.org.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can get your membership and pay for it there, or you can make a donation there.
Okay.
And we also encourage people to make donations in the name of their family, in the
Right.
name of someone who's passed as a memorial, who may have been interested in Jasper County history,
Right.
or
Yes.
a lot of the legacy families here that have been here
Yeah.
for generations, maybe even part of our original pioneer families in this area.
They're
We
still
would
here.
encourage them to support our historic museum.
Right.
So, is it okay for me to ask,
Yes.
what does a project cost? So, how much does it cost to restore, let's say, the museum?
So
Or do you even have a price yet?
we are getting actual estimates.
Right.
We
Okay.
have in that report that was done for us, the landmark report, we're looking at upwards of $200,000 for absolutely everything that needs to be done.
Right.
We're just starting to get real world estimates in and finding that could be a pretty accurate assumption.
Yes, we are.
But
Okay.
Like we said, this is over a period of time.
Right. But
Right.
you'd take somebody's check for 200 grand, right? Right
And-
now,
And we would have a lot of contractors busy right now.
Yeah.
right?
Yes, and we are contacting local contractors, and that's a good thing.
Now, what if people have questions about the project? So how do they reach out? Like jcinhistory.org.
Right.
Is there anyone anywhere to submit an email question, or
Yes.
hey, I want to get involved, or hey, if
Yeah.
I have a bunch of old stained glass windows
Yeah.
and maybe you want, or I don't know what.
Right.
Yes, they can contact us through the website, or they can message us through our Facebook page, which is Jasper County Historical Society. And we'd be glad to respond to anybody's ideas.
And my phone number's on the door.
Oh, well, there you go.
And our museum email is jchsmuseum dot at gmail.com.
At gmail.com. Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
very
Great.
simple.
So, all right. So now I'm going to be self-serving.
Okay.
Here we are in this building that seems historic to me. Tell us a little bit about our building. You got some info on our building here?
Well, a little bit, yes,
Okay.
I do.
We call it the Touhyville dungeon. Now, do you have anything in 18 whatever hundred,
Right,
1900 about the Touhyville dungeon?
I was going to
As a
say,
matter of fact,
Yeah, right.
We've
Well,
tortured many a soul here.
right, right. Well, Kurt Garner, who did our evaluation, does put buildings on the National Register, and he's an architect. But Indiana Landmarks also will help, our Blake Swihart, with looking at your building too. And it's a 1920 North Marion Township School, neoclassical style, and it is a notable building. So the young man who years ago did the survey for the survey book in 2002 or 3, he went from building, road to road, clear out around the county. And obviously he thought yours was special. As I mentioned, I love your outhouses, but what can I say? Who has a brick outhouse? Not many people.
Well, you know.
Oh.
Very,
And
very bougie.
Right, very
Yeah.
bougie, right, right.
Uh-huh.
and I think my husband's father went here
Mhm.
as a student
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
when it was a school.
Okay, now that's
Yep.
a trip.
Yeah, he was a townie.
Mhm.
So
Well, and I think Rick James has that famous song. He's a brick outhouse.
oh,
Yeah. No,
Oh, my
I don't-
gosh.
And I'm 100% sure he was referring to the ones on your
Right,
property.
absolutely. He was singing about these in Rensselaer. Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
Never seen anything like it.
Once
That's
again,
when I say after he leaves the bathroom all the time.
yeah,
I've never smelled anything like it.
this. Yeah, she wants to build a brick outhouse. Yeah.
Right.
They do that in town.
All right. Well, if you guys want to get more involved, you can. It's jcinhistory.org. If you're watching on our video, you can see it on the screen right now.
Oh.
jcinhistory.org. Of course, you could also go to the Jasper County Historical Society Facebook page. Anything else we got to make sure that folks know before we wrap things up
Well,
here?
people might be interested in our Sunday night mystery
Yes.
that we post on Facebook, and
Okay.
it's usually a place or something that I placed on there, asking people where is it, what is it, who is it, and we get a lot of hits through
Mhm.
that.
Nice.
And so we have a couple other things that come on every week.
Well, that's
So
that's
like
very
their
fun.
Facebook page. That's
Yes.
what you, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, go and like the
And-
Jasper County Historical Society Facebook page.
And when we do apply for grants,
Mhm.
those numbers matter of followers and
Oh.
responses, because a lot of times they ask, how do you interact with the community? So whenever we have any kind of data, every time you give us a like or a smiley face or a comment, whatever, all of that data
Yeah.
matters when we go to apply for grants, so that whoever's reading that grant and making the decision knows we are relevant
You're
to our
relevant.
community.
Right. And it's wonderful. Several times, the responses have been so fantastic. I've written columns about them for the Rensselaer Republican. Oh, maybe I shouldn't mention that.
Oh, it's
You
okay.
can- Why?
Listen, I'm not one of those.
Why? No, we're not.
The newspaper exists.
Yes,
Television exists.
thank
It's
God.
okay. You know,
Yes, yes.
listen, we're on the radio and on the internet. It all exists. It's okay.
Yes.
You know,
Right.
it's all fun. Yeah, no, it's wonderful.
I guess my last thing would be if anyone would like to volunteer with
Yeah.
us as well.
Mhm.
We do need a lot
Yeah.
of volunteers to help us get
Yeah.
through these projects.
Right.
Um,
And we
Okay,
have-
so tell
we-
me about what the volunteers would like, what they would do, like, or
Well-
what you're looking for.
as far as renovating the museum, we do need someone to perhaps be in touch with a contractor. Maybe, if we're doing anything to the bathroom, maybe someone can help coordinate and report to the
Right,
rest of
right.
us. Okay, this is what's happening. This is when, and just kind of keep
Right.
it so we don't all have to participate in every little
Right.
thing.
But we have class of fourth graders coming next week to visit. So we'll need volunteers to be with those students.
Oh, I thought you meant you were going to put them to work.
Yeah, I might. That actually is a good idea, because I'll have them moving around.
Sure.
And
Mhm.
that I'm trying to think if there is something they could do. Thank you very much,
See?
because I needed one more
Hey,
thing.
see, there you go. There you go.
So if they want to volunteer, is it Monday? Is it any day of the week? Is it any time? Is it
It's pretty casual.
Yeah.
okay?
We now have volunteers coming in on Thursday morning.
Okay.
And then a lot of times when we are open for visitors,
Mhm.
we'll have projects going on.
Okay.
Yeah, but Thursday is pretty much volunteer morning,
Hmm.
and like I said, going through the archives and
And there's
doing
busy
little
work.
research
Right.
projects for us.
Stephanie one time took a whole box of letters from World War II from Ralph Fendig and organized them for us. And so things can be taken home to do. And
Nice.
it's busy work, but
Mhm.
some people.
But it's
enjoy
helpful.
that.
It's
Very.
helpful. Yeah, it's all
Well,
helpful.
Stephanie did one of those retiring, not retiring things. I'm
And
retiring,
here I
not
am.
retiring.
And we're very glad because
Yeah.
It's time to save a museum, everybody.
There you go. There
Yeah.
you go. Well, you can find out more and help out jcinhistory.org. and of course their Facebook page. We've been talking with Judy Caney and Stephanie Johnson from Jasper County Historical Society and Preservation Association. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more fun here on the Q and 98 Gold.